Topographical forms and technical terms and relief contours. Presented by Cadet E. Krishnapriya, NCC, St. Joseph's College, Irinalakuda, 7 Kerala, Girls Battalion, Thrissur. Topographical terms for map reading. Basin, an area of level ground surrounded by hills or the area drained by a river and its distributaries. Col or saddle, a narrow ridge of highland joining up to higher hills. Crest, the highest part of a hill or mountain range. It is that line on a range of hills or mountains from which the ground slopes down in opposite direction. Dead ground, ground which by reason of undulations or hill is not visible to the observer. Defile, any feature whether natural or artificial which could cause a body of troops to contract its front. An example of a natural defile is mountain pass and a bridge is an example of artificial defile. Escarpment, the steep hillside formed by a sudden drop in the general ground level, usually from a plateau. Knoll, a small isolated hill. Plateau, a tableland and elevated region of considerable extent, generally fairly level. Ravine, a line deep valley closed at one end and separating two spurs. Ridge, the line along a hill or range of hill or mountains from which the water flow in opposite directions. Spur, a piece of high ground jutting out from a range of hills onto lower ground. Watershed, the line separating the water flowing into two different rivers. Technical terms used in map reading. Bearing, the angle formed by a line joining two points and the north and south line. Bearing are always measured clockwise. Benchmark, a permanent mark usually cut into a wall recording exact height for future reference. Marked benchmark with the height on Ordnance Survey map. Contours, a line drawn on the map joining up all points of equal height above sea level. Detail, all T topographical information on a map. Gradient, the slope of a hill expressed as a fraction. Grid line, the lines running parallel to and at right angle to north and south. Grid north, except through the origin, grid line do not lie true north and south or east and west. Grid north is the direction of the north-south grid line on a map. Horizontal equivalent, the distance measured on the map between adjacent contour lines. It varies according to the nature of the relief. Magnetic variation, the difference between true north and magnetic north. Setting, placing a map so that the north on the map point towards the north so that the objects on the map are placed in relationship to the same objects on the ground. Spot height, a point on a map whose height has been determined by survey methods. The height is printed alongside the point. Trig point, a point fixed during the triangulation at the beginning of a survey marked on Ordnance Survey map by a small triangle with the height. True north, the direction of north pole from the point. Vertical interval, successive contour lines. The vertical interval generally same for any given scale. Different kinds of north: true north, grid north and magnetic north. What do you mean by relief? Relief is a general term applied to the shape of the ground in a vertical plane. Representation of a relief on a map means showing of height and shape of the ground above or below or datum which is normally sea level. Thus, it shows the broad features and relative height of highlands and lowlands which are portrayed on the map. Contours. A contour is an imaginary line following surface or the ground at a certain level. If you walk around a hill at a certain level, going neither uphill nor down, you will be following the contour for that level. Types of north: true north, magnetic north, grid north. The true north is the direction of north pole from the observer. Magnetic north is the point to which a magnetic needle points when freely suspended. Grid north is the direction to which the north-south grid line on a map points. What do you mean by bearing? The clockwise angle formed by a straight line joining two points and direction of north is called the bearing between two points. A bearing is always measured clockwise. There are three types of bearing: grid bearing, magnetic bearing, and true bearing. Grid bearing measured on the map from grid north by the help of a protractor. Magnetic bearing measured from magnetic north by the compass. And finally, true bearing calculated by finding out the relationship of true north and grid north and magnetic north. How to convert a magnetic bearing to a true bearing? The bearing of a certain point P is measured with the compass and is found to be 160 degrees. Draw a vertical line to represent the magnetic north. Draw a line to P at an angle of 160 degree and draw in the true north line approximately 11 degree east of magnetic north. With this diagram become clear that the true bearing is smaller by 11 degree. Therefore, the true bearing of P is 149 degrees. How to convert grid bearing to a true bearing? Measuring with a protractor on the map, the bearing of a windmill at Y from the church at X is found to be 120 degrees. To convert this grid bearing to a magnetic bearing, draw a diagram as under, this time starting with the grid north line. Since the magnetic bearing is larger than the grid bearing by 11 degrees and it is therefore 131 degrees. Uses of a service protractor. Plot and measure bearing on a paper on a map. For bearing between 0 and 180 degrees, their 0 edge must be on the left, and for the 180 degree it must be on the right. Measure distance in inches correct unto 1 by 100. Measure distance in yards, meters or miles on a map by using the appropriate scale. For using the diagonal scale, one must use an intermediate agent. Mark off the distance to be measured on the straight edge of a paper or by a means of a divider, and then put the paper or divider on the same diagonal scale and measure. Let's end this session. Thank you. Have a nice day.